Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to cook this beautiful top sirloin cap on a pellet smoker. We're going to treat it more as a roast today instead of the traditional steaks. And at the end of it, we should have a beautiful, being able to pull it, kind of like a pulled beef. So stay tuned. So we're going to take it out of the bag here first, and then we're going to have to pat it dry as it has all these meat juices in the bag with it. Oh, that is beautiful. I gotta throw this out. We're gonna take some paper towel, decent little amount. I'm gonna throw it out of the way. Okay, that did not break. Good. Then we're just kind of gonna pat that down. I'm gonna just kind of pat that nice and dry. You don't want it to be too wet on the outside right now. And we're gonna flip it around. Kind of pat off that fat cap as well. Now this piece in particular has a fairly thick fat cap still on, and that's usually how I order them at our local butcher. So you can see it has this really thick, oof, almost fell over there. So you can see it has this really thick fat cap on. And for this video, we're gonna leave all of it on. Normally if I cut it into steaks, I trim it down to about 1/4 inch or so. But for this one, we're gonna leave it all on there because we want that fat to render right into that beef as we smoke it. So, okay, so now we're going to just make sure that we don't have, any excess fat on the bottom. Sometimes there'll be like silver skin on the bottom. You see there's like a small little piece over here that I'm gonna trim off. This butcher shop usually does a pretty good job at taking that stuff off beforehand, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Looks very beautiful. Perfect. So then I'm going to take a nice and sharp knife, make sure it's really sharp for this, and we're just gonna score the fat cap so that our salt and seasoning can penetrate a little bit better there. And you just want to do it lightly. You don't want to cut through the whole fat cap. Like, you don't want to cut through all the way to the meat. You don't need to do that. You just want to kind of cut lines in it like so. Next, we're going to put salt on the whole thing. And I like to use some coarse kosher salt. Now, as you can see, all those cuts in there, that kind of creates those grooves for all the salt to go into. And we're gonna put a good amount of salt on this as it's a thick cut. So we're gonna kind of put that nice and everywhere. We're gonna make sure we get all the edges. You wanna get it pretty evenly everywhere. And so afterwards I'm gonna kind of rub it in a little bit like so. Once I kind of have the whole thing. That looks so beautiful. You can use other stuff too. You don't have to use kosher salt. That's just the one that I prefer. You can use other flake salts or just coarse salt. Don't use table salt, but yeah. So yeah, you just kind of want to make sure you get all of it, and then you're gonna flip it around, and you're just gonna kind of do that. Okay, so after we have salted this, we're gonna take our pepper grinder, and we're just going to get a good amount of pepper on this. I don't know about you, but I like to have a good amount of pepper on my beef. It just adds some nice flavor.
2 hours later.
And then we're gonna take our garlic powder and just get the whole thing covered in a light coat of garlic powder. I don't like to go too overkill with this stuff, but just have a nice little amount on the whole thing. And then you're gonna wanna make sure, again, you do all the sides, all of it, and you cover it. And then after that, it is time to go on the grill. So check it out. All right, so we're out here at the grill now. I have my grill set to 225 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how we're gonna be starting it. I may raise the temperature later on if I need to, as I've never really cooked top Sirloin Cap this way. So we'll kind of see how it goes, but that's why I'm doing this, so that other people don't have to ruin a meat if I do. All right, so we're gonna lay it on the grill now. So we're gonna lay our fat cap side down to start with here. I'm just gonna lay it nice in the center there. And later on, we're gonna stick a probe in it once we're a little bit further along, but that's all we need to do for now. Okay, it's been about an hour now, so we're gonna check on it for the first time. It's obviously not gonna be anywhere near where we want it to be, but we just kind of wanna see where it's at to track the rest of it. So you can see it's starting to dry out on the edges, and the internal temp is it's sitting almost at the 100 Fahrenheit. So it's coming along good. These do cook pretty quick, so we're gonna leave it, I think, just exactly like this for at least another hour before we flip and check it again. So stay tuned. Okay, so now we are 2 hours in. We got a very nice red color on this cut right now. And we're still just gonna leave it like this. It's still not at the temp that we need it to be. We wanna get it, you know, around 185 degrees Fahrenheit internally, and we're still not there. So we're gonna let it go for another hour. All right, guys, now we are 3 hours in. We're going to check it again. We're gonna check the temp this time. As you can see, it has shrunk down quite a bit from before, but it smells wonderful. So we're sitting, we're getting around 155 internal temp. So we're going to put it inside of that tray now. I don't want all these juices just pouring away. I just want you to come look at this fat, how it's just melting. Oh, that is very hot, but oh my goodness. Oh, that tastes so good. So now I'm gonna lay it in here with the fat side up, and then we're gonna go and let it keep going. Okay, it's been 5 hours now, so let's check this out. Let me just kind of pop it in. Oh, that is so soft. Oh. I'm trying to see. We have reached 180. Well, yeah. We'll pull it off and we'll kind of see. All right, guys, so here we have almost finished product. We're just letting it rest. This was on the smoker for 5 hours. I cooked it right up to about 185 internal temp. So we're gonna see how that sits. In about 10-15 minutes, we're gonna slice it up and then we're gonna see what it's like. So I'm definitely very excited about this one. It smells amazing. So we'll see you in a second for you. Oh my goodness. That is, look at that smoke ring. Oh, that is just wonderful. Cut another slice off. That is like almost like jello. I am so excited to try this. All right, guys. So this is the finished product here. This looks absolutely delicious. It is so soft and so tender. It's not quite pull, but it does pull. It is very soft. But let's taste it. Oh my goodness. That is something that you have to try. That is so good. So juicy. And that fat cap, ooh, that's hot. Well, guys, I think we can definitely say that was a huge success. Let me finish chewing. That was a huge success. This is something that I would, I'm not a big turkey fan, so I would do something like this for Thanksgiving. And if that's something that you would be wanting to try, I would definitely recommend it. That is better than any turkey or anything else. All right, guys, thanks for watching.